Hey guys, it's Brandon from Brandon's Baseball Cards. Today I'm going to be discussing a major event that has broken in the news, and it's the story of Brian Kennert, who is a gentleman who has pled guilty to a variety of charges pertaining to fraud and the selling of fake resealed wax packs, along with a variety of other counterfeit cards. And he is currently in Michigan, where a lot of the fraud occurred. But this gentleman, Mr. Kennard, has a history of fraud going back 30 some years. He was actually got in legal trouble during his years in college because he had been selling counterfeit cards all the way back in the 1990s. And so this is a guy that's been a fraudster in the hobby for a long time, and it has come to light. Some of the specifics of this case have come to light, including the fact that while he was selling resealed packs that apparently he had done himself. That 51 Tops baseball packs, a 52 Tops pack, I have some notes today. A 63 Tops penny pack, a single card pack, 65 Tops packs, 68 Tops, 69 Tops, 61 Flair basketball packs, some hockey packs, and this is only a small part of the fraud, right? A lot of the fraud were cards that were counterfeit. So Ty Cobb cards, Mickey Mantle cards, and overall the total that is estimated to have been counterfeited is about $7.3 million. And so they went through and they determined the value of many of these items based on eBay sales, based on the sale price for at Baseball Card Exchange, right? So for 1979 Tops wax pack, 78 Tops, some of the items that were faked, Baseball Card Exchange regularly sells those items, right? So you can use them as kind of a guiding, as kind of a guidepost for how much an item is worth, right? So he had essentially, Steve Hart went through and looked at these packs that were sold to this couple in Michigan, and he was quickly able to determine that it was kind of a shoddy reseal job. There was glue that was very obvious on the back of these unopened packs that this couple purchased. They spent over $40,000 buying these packs at an antique mall, right, where Mr. Kennard had some of his inventory of fraudulent items. And they took them to Steve Hart because they're very expensive items, and he quickly determined that they were fraudulent. And so it's always a red flag when items are too cheap, right? And if you're getting, a couple $100,000 worth of unopened material for, at 20% value, right? And if the items are not graded, right? If the packs are raw, you're taking a huge risk. And usually, if it's too cheap and if it's not graded, it's not legitimate. It's been resealed, and that's exactly what happened here. And so, again, packs are only a small portion of this fraud. It's a much broader scheme that he was running, and again, $7.3 million in value. But just there are lessons. There are lessons to be gleaned from this, right? So be careful. I've said that many times on this channel. Be careful when you're buying unopened material, and if you're buying an item raw, make sure that you're aware of if you're buying a raw cello pack or a raw rack pack, make sure you're aware of collation, right, and how to protect yourself. A little bit of knowledge goes a long way. But if you're buying raw vintage wax, especially wax packs that are very old, anything from the 1950s, 1960s, unless you're buying from a reputable dealer, you really are setting yourself up for a huge loss. And it's unfortunate, right? But there are lessons to be learned from this. So that is my thoughts on this. Again, if you want to look up this case, Brian Kennert, guy based in Michigan, running this massive, fraudulent counterfeit sports card operation. And so he will be sentenced. I think it's at October 19th is now his sentencing date. So we'll see how strict of a sentence he gets. But given the fact that he has committed fraud in the hobby going back, into the mid 1990s, that doesn't bode well for him. He's apparently, from what I've read from some of the defense, the documents that have been put out by the defense, he's in declining health. He suffered a stroke, and so I think they're trying to see if he'll, the judge will be lenient given that he's had some health problems. But nonetheless, an important development in the hobby. Protect yourself. Focus on what you can do to protect yourself. Is really what we need to do. Focus on what you need to do to protect yourself. And the lesson goes beyond, raw vintage packs, right? If you're buying a raw Mickey Mantle card from the 1950s and the price is too good to be true, right? Or even if it isn't too good to be true, if you're just buying a raw Mantle, make sure that you either know the dealer that you're buying it from, or that you have a loop, right? And you look closely at the card in person, you're able to actually be confident in the legitimacy of items such as this, because there are fraudsters out there. I try not to focus on that too much on this channel, but exposing or discussing this type of stuff is important because there are, again, lessons to be learned. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll be back with a video soon where I'm actually showing some packs, and that'll be a lot of fun. And stuff like this, we got to talk about it. So keep collecting vintage and open baseball. Take care of each other. Have a great day.